We'll call the meeting to order. This is the Finance Committee meeting. It is December 1st. It is 6:10, and tonight at the Finance Committee, we have Paul McCretsky, we have Andy Kopacki, we have Peter Matusko, Pam Haig, and myself, Amy Fiden. Tonight, we'll start with going over the minutes.
Do you want to sit over here if you're looking at the?
That's true. Maybe I'll move. Shift over a little bit. Or just move the chair out and we'll just shift a little.
rotate.
There we go.
Away. We all shift.
Thanks. So I know we talked, but it was, we didn't, oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
We didn't have, Pam wasn't with us. Also, we didn't have a full, or what was I going to say? For the minutes, we didn't have it on camera, and so I just passed them out again so that it would be on camera, our minutes, for 10-1,
Thank you, Peter.
10-14, I think. We have 10-15. Is that what I passed out?
Yeah, you have, get out of there.
10.
Was there for a second. Yeah, 9-9,
I'm a paper
10-1, 10-14, 10-15, 10-11,
14,
17.
10, 1, 10, 15.
Oh, you have them all printed.
Paper.
my goodness.
I'm a paper person.
Oh, let's see here.
Those are the three that that I had, that you gave me the first night.
The 14, 15, 1.
Yeah, you had sent out all the way back to 9-9.
Okay, I don't think we need 9-9.
Okay.
That, definitely, I don't think so. I think 10-1, 14, 15,
And then the last meeting.
10-1, 10, 14, 10, 15,
And then 11, 17 was our last meeting.
11, 17.
Yep.
Didn't we already talk about?
Now, one of them that you're seeing was, I thought on the 9th, was the,
Votes.
just our votes. And that was for the town
That
meeting.
was a buy board we had too. We
That-
had our own and then.
And then they joined
we had
us.
a buy board meeting, right
Yeah.
before the town meeting.
Yeah, but I just took the minutes for just our votes. And I put that on there. What was that? What was that date? The town
9/9?
meeting?
The 9th.
So that was the 9-9. Okay, so that is something we have to approve, 9-9, because that is the minutes for, that's our votes. That it has not been recorded or approved.
Motion to accept the minutes from 9-9 as written.
And and all of the others are not yet? Oh, no, just you're doing one at a time?
Time.
For now.
Okay, okay. So we have a motion,
Discussion.
motion by Andy and a second by Paul for the minutes of 9-9. All in favor?
Aye.
I don't vote on those because I'm not here, isn't here, right?
No, you can still vote on them, you can see them. Yeah. Do I have a motion for any of the others?
I make a motion to approve, I don't know why I can't open up that thing. I make a motion to approve the minutes, no, I'm locked out, I can't.
10-1.
I can't even.
10-1, 10-14.
10-15, 11, 17.
17.
Okay, I make a motion to,
I second
A motion by Peter and a second by Paul, or Andy.
Peter and Paul, right? No. Pam, not Mary. But one minor correction,
That's what I have also.
it's
too.
Kirk,
Yes, not Kurt.
not Kurt.
And
As
then
in
Kirk.
Ja- as in
minor
James
correction
Key.
Also, in the bios that we were given, brief bios that was mentioned, that I was a selectman at one point, which I never was, so if that could be.
Oh,
deleted.
okay. So you were just in our bio from 11/17, Paul was not a selectman.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Great.
I know, I was gonna say, I missed that part.
So next is, did everyone look at the documents that Linda sent?
Yes.
And did we see, did anybody, I watched the select board meeting. Anybody else watch the
Yes,
select board
I did.
meeting? Yes, a little bit?
I did not.
Okay. They're gonna look to go over this on the, I guess before the next meeting, if you get a chance, can you try to watch, there's just Linda's part of the select board meeting,
is
just
almost
to
the whole
hear
meeting.
what she's going to say. And that select board meeting,
17th.
Do we
was
know-
it the 17th?
Yes, because our next one's the 15th, and then there's a select board meeting the 17th.
So what date was that?
What, would that,
The 17th,
The
yeah.
17th, okay, of
and
November.
the by board meeting.
no, that's the
No,
next one.
that's
What's
the
the
next
one
one.
that they were on, that Linda gave all that information
Oh, it was
on?
last week's, the 20, before Thanksgiving, the 23rd.
Okay, so I went up.
Yeah, that would be right. Or the
Yeah.
22nd, was it a Tuesday?
All right,
Maybe they did it on Tuesday, like
Okay,
noontime or
and that was a
something.
select
It was
board
all, it was a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
So are you saying we're gonna have a by-board meeting on
So,
the
it-
17th?
So what they're looking to do is, we were normally scheduled right now, we talked about meeting again on the 15th.
Right.
Watching the select board meeting, they want to have a board meeting where assessors,
School.
school, they want to have, you name it, they want to have everybody there and have at least a by-board meeting, if not more. I'm questioning, do we want to still meet on the 15th and on the 17th? Do we want to just meet on the 17th? It would be nice to have Linda or them to, just because they explained it or got details with the select board, it would be nice that they would give us the details as well,
I took
for
notes.
direct,
I took notes.
oh, about all
The
the,
meeting, yeah.
yeah.
And the select board meeting that we should watch is the 26th.
25th, 11:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
25th
Yeah.
at 11 a.m. Okay, gotta watch that. So is it better for us to watch the meeting instead of getting the highlights? Or
Well, I think,
to get our take on that, or just pretty much wait until we see it ourselves?
well, I
and see?
think my understanding, and Pam can tell me what she thinks, but I think really she focused a lot on the revenues, and on the revenues, and on some of the stuff they were saying what was low was our receipts. And I'm guessing, I think the building receipts are low. I think that is a question that a big question.
The local receipts
Local
are
receipts.
$100,000 less than last year at this point in time.
Right, local receipts.
So
Well, I mean-
taxes and stuff like that. Or no, that's real estate. It's
I was gonna
broken
say
out
that
separately.
They must categorize it. Is it
Yeah, so
building
real estate
versus-
is like within dollars. The local receipts this year are 864. Last year at this time, they were 960. So it's $100,000 less right now for local receipts. And that was the businesses and things like that.
It's the building inspector permits, it's
yeah, all the
stuff from the clerk,
miscellaneous
it's
stuff.
the stuff from, all the fees that they get from,
Yeah, I didn't know if they broke it out, if it was,
They-
you know,
I don't remember, not that they broke it out as far as I know. I don't remember hearing them break it out there. I think there is a lack of, in the inspector's office. I think that's one of the big ones.
so you think is it building permits? Is it building inspections because you've got plumbing and electrical? Is it as well as building, or is it fire, inspections? They do their annuals on the restaurants.
Yeah, well, it could be, and I don't know, so the questions being is where, exactly where? So our questions are gonna be, okay, if it's the local receipts, where in the local receipts
what's
are they,
lacking,
for
right.
sure?
A deep dive into this and find out specifically where it is.
And is it personnel problems? Is it just because, is it all just new growth? We don't have the growth that we had before? I know some of it is probably they're stating we don't have the growth that we had at one point. So maybe they, if our growth had slowed down for a period
So
of
this
time,
is last
we're gonna
year.
be lower on
This
some of
is
the
this year.
permitting.
Sorry, backwards, this is this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
That was last
I'm
year.
just making sure I'm on the right one.
Yep.
I had heard at one point that that there's a limited number of building lots left in town based on the current zoning anyway. So that at some point,
Gonna run
for
out.
residential, I mean, it's not to say that, my counter to that is a bulldozer can change things real quick. If you've got a building on, Route 9's all built out, oh yeah, watch, look right, what happened on
Yeah.
on that corner over there. They knocked it
Yeah,
down,
no, they're
put it on
changing
it.
stuff. I mean, we got a brand-new dentist office, right on the corner over
Got a lot
here.
of open space on this side.
As far as I know, Chase just got their Bank of America's coming, so plus,
There's a number of residential properties that, could be combined and converted into, commercial too, down the road. It's not the,
we went through the town meeting of those two, affordable housing projects for the elderly, the seniors, projects. So those possibly will be coming. So I'm not really seeing, maybe they think that's gonna take longer than a year, so maybe they're pushing that off for another year, some of those bigger projects. I'm not really sure, but it would be good to know exactly where that
Which
100,000.
departments?
Which departments?
Which departments?
Which departments are low, yeah. And I know Frankie had said that he was having issues trying to cover all of the inspections and stuff that he had to do, just because of their lack of personnel, so.
So the other thing is, so if, on some areas where we were getting income in, and one, we need it, because, yes, we need the income, but we also need the inspections to be done, because we need it to be safe in Hadley, right? So the inspections do need to be done. So do we subcontract out for some of this stuff?
Can he train somebody else to do it? I think that was part of his discussion at one of the select board meetings.
Yeah.
It all falls on him, so can we train somebody else to do that?
yeah, and certainly in the building department, it's common practice for them to bring in another floating inspector, so to speak, that
Yeah.
works the area.
I'm not looking at more employees, I'm looking at,
Yeah,
alternate
folks
inspector.
yeah.
come into, maybe they are paid to come in and do the inspection.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're gonna be paid, but they're not gonna, they're gonna be a subcontractor of some sort, so, yeah.
Okay,
So the other thing that I know is salaries are a big thing. So I did a public records request and asked for the contracts. They didn't have the contracts in the clerk's office, so I had to go ask the HR. And is pretty much, they weren't available yet, and they would get it to us when they are available. I think that's, we need to, and also the department heads don't have contracts anymore. So they're based off of the, salary compensation study or something like that. So basically, what I was hoping for is, last year, they put in, under the select board, $180,000 we put in for salary increases. I'm hoping, do not want to see that again. That's what is referred to as the kitty.
Yes.
So that, we don't want to see that particular line item. I'd like to see that in the budget, right? So if we know that the fire department, or let's use a different department, because they have been, let's use the assessor's office, okay? Just to throw someone else in there. So the assessors are, this is how much she makes, and this is, we're gonna try to figure out, is it a 3% raise? Is there, what is it? What is expected? And that should be in the budget. I don't think we should put it in a lump sum somewhere. I think that needs to be in.
Attached to her
We know what
line
it
in
is
the budget.
last year. We know that they expect an increase, so what is the expected
Absolutely.
increase?
Yeah, it should all be together by department, and that's my thoughts. And I know Pam and I are new to the committee, and I was wondering, did the rest of you get a copy of that salary report
Yes,
that was done?
I got one, and I meant to send it out. I do, is it right? I do have it. I did get it at the end of last year. I can get it.
Pam and I
I
got
don't,
a
nobody
copy?
has it. I
Oh,
got it at a
nobody.
meeting, and I don't think, Andy might have been here. I don't know. Yeah, Peter, you probably were here too.
Yeah.
At that time. But we did get Mike handed out a compensation study at one point to us.
Now, are those pay raises, increases done from the study? So are we at level ground right now that it would just be the projected
Absolutely.
2 to 3% raises, that there's not gonna be some of those
That's why they
8,
wanted to
9,
see the
10%
contracts.
raises to say, okay, we haven't caught up to them yet?
that's what
or-
I'm trying to-
Where are we with this?
No, they didn't do it in stages. It's not like when they did the compensation study, they just did it.
Brought everybody up to.
Okay,
To
so
a
we
level.
should, we should
There was
be-
no stages as far as I understood
Right,
it.
so
It
we
was
should be-
just, they made them all at the right level. It should be done.
Should be done.
So we just need to understand what is the increase so we can figure out what to budget. Is,
Who makes those decisions of what those percentage increases are?
that would,
That they're supervising, say, okay, you did a great job, everybody's getting a 3%, is it based on performance? You know, is it across the board, okay, 2 to 3 within the state, that they're what they're required for the cost of living?
Sure, by part of
Within the
that,
contracts?
They're unionized or
Locked
not,
into
yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah, whatever's in their
Whatever's in
contracts.
the contract.
so that's what I'm trying to understand, is it, you know, where, so that's what we need to get clarification. And if we can't get it from Lauren yet, we will just come out and Mike can probably get it to us, give it. We just need to understand that.
Amy, I know, I hate to jump
Yep.
back, I know we started off on revenues, but I was just looking at this, I'm not as familiar being new with the sheet here, but I'm just looking at the state aid, and it states for the quarter, there's like a $283,000 receipt.
Which one are you on? What's the top of
It's
the?
called general fund year-to-date cumulative revenues and expenses. And, you look at the cherry sheet for 26, and you take the total receipts and you subtract off the total assessments that they charge us,
Okay?
and you get roughly, I don't have the exact figure, but about $1.5 million, which is about $375,000 a quarter. Roughly, if it's coming in evenly, which it
Yeah.
usually does, so why?
Well, she says
Is this
it-
stating 283,000, or does it come in,
It comes in all over the
it's
place.
not an equal?
It's not an equal thing. It made it sound, in the meeting, when I listened to them, they made it sound like this was not something that was an equal thing. We get it when we get it.
Yeah, the state, they said usually comes in the second and third quarter. They get the most of it for the year. It comes into that second and third quarter.
242, okay, last year times 2, that'd be 284 versus 502, that's not that much of a difference. If you look at fiscal year 25.
I don't remember them saying anything about state aid. Do you, Pam, about?
Other than the fact that most of it was low for this quarter, but it's
Yes.
it'll jump
But
next.
not that we're not gonna be,
No, they're
that there wasn't
expecting
a
it all.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
don't believe
we
there
have
was
to
a problem.
Panic on that end.
No.
Not that
Saying,
I'm
well,
aware
this
of.
quarter is low, and, we have to be concerned about this continuing.
No.
And it's gonna self-correct, like property taxes
Right.
too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You take in more because the second two billings are the actual bill, with the 2.5% plus any other new growth that's added on. Do we have, speaking of new growth, do we have a new growth figure yet?
I don't have a figure, no.
I reached out twice to the assessor's office, and they said they were still working on it, and they weren't able to get it, but I haven't talked to them in well over a month about that.
Well,
so-
hopefully then, that is a good question, and we can hopefully have that answered when,
Well,
on
they're
the
s-
17th.
They're setting the tax rate this month, so I'm sure they'll have that figure.
Right.
And just so you guys, the water and sewer did go up as of this next bill, that was due today. So with that
Sure
extra
did.
revenue coming in there.
20%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But everybody keeps thinking it's part of what we
Right,
just did, and
right.
it's not. It was voted on a long time ago, so. But yeah, that's gonna extra, a little bit more.
So water, sewer, that seemed to be,
Those were pretty much,
those were fine,
yeah, they were,
right on track.
yep. With the rate increase, everything looked like it was pretty much right where we're supposed to be, other than the reserves. They said the
Yep.
reserves were low.
The reserves that are really low is the Hadley medias, but we know that, that is something that we're hoping to look into, and maybe, the fiber is something that was going to help that area. Otherwise, in another year or two, we're gonna have to either bring Hadley Media into our budget or try to figure out another source of revenue for them, but.
And are you familiar, Amy, with that fee that we have to pay on our bill, our Spectrum bill? Is that just for a TV hookup, or is it for an internet hookup?
Oh.
For the revenues for
Oh,
Hadley
I don't know,
Media?
I just know that we get,
Because I've been hearing, because a lot of people are cutting the cord on the TV and going internet for their TV, that's going down.
yeah, I think
It's
it,
kind of leading me to believe it's not part of the,
right,
whether you have internet only, there's no fee on that then.
right, that's what I believe, but Alex has been working and trying to look at other sources or see if legislative will change it and put something on regarding YouTube, or, I'm not sure, but he's been working on it really
Or
a
have a
lot.
fee, if you have internet through Spectrum, you're still gonna pay a fee.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's amazing all the avenues he's looking at in different ways to get a fee. And he has been writing letters, and he is doing an amazing job to try to find other ways to survive. But it's not just Hadley, obviously. It's all the towns that this affects,
Yes, it's-
right? Because
Everybody's cutting the cord, not
everybody's,
just in Hadley.
yeah.
Right.
TV is the regular cables not being used
Yeah.
as much.
It's unfortunate if they'd have it on the internet portion, I think it would really stem the outflow, because even if you're on internet TV, I mean, you're
You
still
need
hooked
internet to
up.
do everything else.
Exactly.
But anyways, so another possibility is when we look at this possible, it would be setting up a whole enterprise fund looking for the fiber optics, and that's a whole nother project.
What's the ETA on that coming to fruition?
Well, we're waiting to speak, they're trying to set up an appointment to speak with South Hadley Electric. And just to, we already have some fiber optics, right? So the town had already set up some going from 47, down 47, all down Route 9. So we're just trying to get a grasp on it and get our first, we had only one meeting so far.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Fiber Springs doing a great job in South Hadley.
yeah. So that's who will talk to us.
They're knocking Comcast out, Xfinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Comcast and Xfinity.
Well, it's like it's Charter/Spectrum,
Right.
it's the new name. It was Comcast, it's now Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Yeah. Comcast has that, or Xfinity.
The other thing that they brought
Same
up was the assessors with the overlay, with the extra money that they wanted to put into that fund,
yeah,
which didn't make sense to me.
yeah, I didn't quite, I would need,
Might be if they're anticipating some large abatements.
Right, so they keep a fund,
Absolutely.
absolutely keep a fund, but it's like
it's,
almost gone right now. They put out $220,000 worth of, refunds last year. So they wanna refund the fund, basically, and take $200,000 and put it back into that fund. That was something that wasn't thought of, or wasn't on anything before, so that's a new addition as well.
I'm curious to see, you know, especially with us not doing a split tax rate, that is going to, that there's a lot of abatements on that. I'm kinda questioning the abatement.
That sounded like a lot of money. I mean, I don't
It
understand
seems like a
it
lot,
that well, but it seemed like it was really high
yeah.
to me.
Depends on, who's filing. If one of these larger taxpayers are filing, then, you have that potential where you'd have to issue a refund if they're successful in getting their abatement.
Right. But is
And
that the
reduce their
norm? I mean,
tax
do we need to have the funds that high? Is it like the
Well,
norm, or is
I
it?
would think that they always said if we're gonna do a split tax rate, and we start charging the businesses, or they start to fight back, some of the bigger ones, then that's when we would need something like this. But at this point, we've kept them all really low. Their tax rate is, we have a single tax rate, and that's a benefit to those businesses. Those
Oh,
big
yeah.
businesses is getting a big benefit. So I'm not sure what the argument would be on that.
And Pam, this might be a good reason to talk to the assessor, to have him come into have her come into one of our meetings.
But they're coming to that
And
meeting,
drill into
the
this.
multi-meeting
Yeah.
there on the 17th.
That's-
They're gonna be there, if they
Okay.
can make it, so. They're in the schools coming too, so.
Well, the other thing is, for next year, I did not think that went very well at all. When they did the, review, the single rate versus split rate, they only had 3 out of the 5 select board
Right.
people
Yeah,
there.
Molly wasn't there.
So they were
Jane
missing
wasn't there.
2 people, and they had to make a decision right then and there, and they had very limited information. And I thought, that wasn't a very well-run thing. And like, I remember big presentations, you would have one week, and then you would have days, I mean, you'd have a few
Hash it
weeks to
out,
think about it,
ask
hash it out,
questions.
ask questions.
Yeah, they were put on the spot, like, I need it right now today.
Yeah, I think that this has to definitely be done much better next year.
Oh, for the classification
Well, yes, and a lot of people didn't know about it. As far as, I don't think it was well publicized, that's what that was. So I think that we have to do a better job next year and talk about that. That's a big deal. That will be a big deal.
And like we talked about, certainly if they were looking to try to separate out agriculture from, retail or other commercial, that we need to petition the legislature.
Yeah.
And the question I have is, why haven't we started?
I was just gonna say.
I
has
brought
it
that
been-
up.
Yeah, why hasn't
I-
they did anything?
I brought that up to the town meeting, to the select board meeting, right there, and they go, we need to separate this, what is it gonna take? Or what wheels have to be turned, who needs to be spoken to?
We've said it a number of times, we said it when we first were talking about it, when
Well,
I got that
Comerford's coming on the
information.
10th. She's gonna be here.
Sorry.
Comerford
Oh.
is gonna be here on the 10th. I just saw it on, I think Hadley Media put it out maybe.
Oh,
A meeting,
December
yeah,
or-
like December 10th, she's gonna be here for a meeting.
The senior center?
I'm not sure where it was. I just happened to see it like real quick just before we came in.
But it will still have to be, it could be a discussion about the process, but there still needs to be, the wheels need to start turning.
Yep.
It's not like we're reinventing the wheel here. It's been done before.
Yeah.
I'm sure legal has, enough resources to be able to figure out how to do this. You just gotta write your, and part of it is that, Hadley has the most amount of preserved land, I think, in the state. We have a lot of agriculture, so those are things that we can leverage with our
Absolutely.
Route 9.
Mhm. Yep.
And that would benefit a lot of other towns that could possibly jump on the same methodology.
I'm sure a lot of them are in the same boat.
A lot of rural agricultural towns.
Well, I mean, we don't wanna hamstring small business, and that's certainly the concern. The smaller ones would suffer, but.
Well, my thinking is, these are all things that we could look at doing, but when we go next spring to the budget, they're gonna say we need another override. It was very clear that the taxpayer, what they voted for. So we're gonna have to, if there's gonna be an override, what's different than what we just did? We have to show what was done, what's different. You
What
just
have you
asked us
changed?
for it, we said no. What are you doing differently that is going to make me say yes? Right? Is it gonna be the amount? Is it gonna be, I mean, are we showing are there gonna be other layoffs? It looks like there's
What did they say? It was 8 to 11 more on top of the 8 to 10 we just did to meet budget right now as it stands.
How many people were actually laid off? And I'm not talking about unfilled positions.
2.
2 people.
There was only 2 layoffs. There was positions that we didn't fill, but there's only
Correct.
2.
Officially, yeah.
I mean, that should have brought some money back in from unpaid wages and health benefits.
Benefits.
From those unfilled positions that were budgeted.
Did they pulled some of that to finish paying off the firefighters?
Well, I think they pulled that money, a lot of that money was to the insurance, the health
Yeah,
insurance.
That's true too, yeah.
But the health insurance also should be going, yes, it is increasing, but at the same time, we're pulling people off of it. It should start to
Level
level
itself out a little bit.
And they stopped offering Ozempic for weight loss, and they went to
Yeah,
large increases too. so
90% of the insurances are not covering it now unless you have diabetes
At our bank, they just sent us a notice, it's done as of January
first,
1st.
yep. Unless you've got medical
Get your shots
necessity
now.
for it.
Yeah.
Because I take the GLP-1 for my diabetes.
Mhm.
So, but if you don't have a medical necessity for it, they're not, insurances are not gonna pay for it
Correct.
anymore. So that's.
And also with the trust, they had, at the same time, they got hit with a 1-2 punch, meaning their medical claims spiked up coincidentally with
Yep.
the increased drug costs because of the GLP-1, so
Yep.
I think all this is, I don't know, but it's probably stabilized now between the rate increases that went in and not offering the GLP-1 drugs and the claims for regular health insurance should start to stabilize too.
Well, I think we heard some pretty scary words, though, when they were talking about next year, that it had jumped, during mid-agreement this year, and that next year was still gonna see
I
a
think they
sizable
were expecting to
increase.
see like 15% again next year, I think she said.
Well, that's, 15, we have 14 at where I work.
Right,
So
yeah, mine
that's-
just went up too,
Yeah.
so.
Now, when we got hit twice, I think one of the hits was in the mid-year hit. Wasn't that to bring the savings? They had the reserve, they had to replenish, I believe.
Because they used a lot of that
Part of
savings to pay the GLP-1, all those
So they
claims
had
and
to
stuff,
bring
yeah.
that back, and hopefully they won't have to do that again.
Mhm.
Right. Yep.
So, anything else someone wants to bring up? We'll see what we can do to get you a book, Paul,
That would be
so that you,
nice.
so that way you can compare year to year.
Who has the book?
Linda,
Linda does?
yes. we'll
Linda
have to
found
ask-
this in her filing cabinet, yeah.
Well, even if she doesn't, she can
Print it.
print one.
Okay,
One of these?
Yes.
Yeah.
2026?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have them all stacked up every year in the library. Don't you?
I have this one, yeah. I do have all the books from every single year.
Got a collection going?
I do have a collection.
It's
But they're-
scary,
but-
scary sometimes when you flip back through them, you're like, wow. We didn't know how good we
But
had
I
it.
take all these notes and they go, they're in not great shape. I need to organize them a little bit better. They're just my chicken scratch, and when I go back, I have to remind myself, what was I thinking when I wrote that? So I think they're looking for us to, on the 17th, to give some direction. They're looking for, they're gonna be coming out and asking, I guess Linda and Mike are gonna come out and ask, what direction do we wanna go in? What direction are we telling them to go? I think what they're gonna be asking is, do we wanna ask for an override again, or are we gonna start making cuts? I think.
Yeah. And what's the override gonna consist of?
So, okay, I think that they have to start looking at the cuts or say what's different. I just don't think going back and asking for the same thing again is gonna work.
Definitely not.
Well, the townspeople spoke pretty loudly. It was a 2-to-1 vote. They told us pretty strongly how they
Change
felt.
something?
And it split the town in two, too, and that's what personally it bothers me, because I've seen friendships go, and families get split up over this, and we're in a healing process now. If we go for another override, you're gonna, rip the Band-Aid off again and start this whole process all over again, and
So I think we need to
Yeah,
ask
it's-
them Linda's already figured out basically what departments need to have the cuts. Without breaking it down, she's figured out, they have 11 people, so she must have an idea of who she thinks, what departments need to let go of some people, so, we need some direction on that, I would think.
Well,
And
it's
I
a
believe
question
this-
of eliminating services versus reducing services.
Right, can we open the library later, like David Phil said, open it later or close it earlier on slow days, or, would that save anything? The same thing with the senior center, are there days when there's I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on here, but are there days where it can be shifted or moved or something?
Well, I think that the school's gonna be affected as well. It's not just general. They're a part of this as well.
And I know both of us, at some points, about their school fund, the school choice fund. Is that something that they can dig into to help further with? I know they're keeping that money in there to cover the grants, but, just for a year or two, can't they give up a little bit of it to help a little bit more than they did?
I believe they have been going, because they asked for more money than what we gave them to begin with, and then they gave us back another 200. They've been that's where they're going.
They're dipping in there.
They have been going into
I meant to go to
that.
the school committee meeting the other day and I didn't make it, but,
So when they originally last spring asked for a certain dollar amount, we went back, we couldn't give them all of what they asked for. They had to go into their school choice. Once again, then when all this happened, they gave us back 200,000, they had to go into their school
Took it
choice.
from there.
They did let someone go, or they did have some changes there, so they did do some things at the school level with personnel, but they also, I asked, I think it'll be important that we do have a meeting where the school comes to us, just maybe a school meeting. It's very interesting, their whole capital plan. Instead of a new school, they're looking to revamp the school instead of
Little
doing
by
a new
little.
school. And in that plan, a lot of that capital is coming out of school choice. A lot of
makes
it
sense,
is.
makes sense.
So I
They'll-
do
they'll be
believe
there
they're
at the
using it.
17th.
What's that?
I believe the school's supposed to be there at the 17th, right?
Yes, they said they were gonna invite everybody, but they're not sure who can make it.
that's a good idea, though, what Amy's bringing up
Just
about
a
having the
one-on-one with them,
schools
yeah.
come in with us and just have a one-on-one.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that, I mean, so if for some reason the assessors don't come, we will ask, I can set up something and ask the assessors to come. If we don't get our answers the next meeting. We'll do something for the school. Is there anything else besides those two that we want to talk about?
When it comes to the revenues now, would we be asking the building inspector ahead of time or talking to Mike to finding out what department that we're shy on for that, you know, minus from last year to this year, that department head would be able to show up? Or is it a general of, yes, we can't do all of the fire inspections, or because of lack of people and time? Because if we're gonna be having the school there, why not find out about why those receipts are a little lower as to the reasoning why? Because, you know, you ask the select board, oh, we don't know. We'd have to talk to whoever's ahead of the select, of
We need
those
to get ahead of it.
departments.
We need to be proactive on it.
As to asking us to, you know, do we talk to Mike, do we talk to Lynn and say, who needs to be present to asking those questions of why those receipts are low?
Yeah,
I know the inspectors are, the only thing they lost for the inspectors was the secretary. They didn't lose any inspectors, so they shouldn't be behind the eight ball, because they didn't lose anybody. They just lost
well, they changed the commissioner.
it's not Kyle anymore?
Well, I mean,
It was
Tommy
Tom.
Quinlan. It was Tommy Quinlan.
Kyle is relatively new.
Yeah,
Oh, is he?
yeah.
I know, he's the one I just talked to with my permit, so that's the only
And
name I know.
Dee Dee was, the permit coordinator or whatever.
Right, and that's the position they eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't, but there's three other, but there's a inspector and then there's two assistants. So there's at least three of them.
Well, there should be,
Or maybe
where
four.
the plumbing and the electrical is too.
Right.
So,
Dennis fills the gas, plumbing, electrical, I'm not too sure.
but they didn't lose personnel to not be able to keep up with the inspections is basically what they shouldn't be, like their revenue shouldn't be down because they didn't lose that piece, an extra body.
Well, it'd be interesting to know. I mean,
Building
certainly that's-
activity.
Building activity is, it's, you know, slow on growth. If they're slow on growth, then there's less income from the receipts.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be that too.
Can we up our fees? Sorry.
Yeah, so,
Then you'll see more
I know.
moonlighting done.
but you have to see, like, are they, I believe that, at least our last bill, at least Tommy, when he would see something, he made sure everybody had to have their permits. He was very much by the book. And he brought in a lot of income because he was very much by the book. I mean, everything, if he saw you doing something and he didn't have you down as a permit, he would go tell you, you need to go get a permit.
Right.
Right? So, you know, he brought in a lot of income because he was making sure the permits were being done. And I just want to make sure that we are still we're not looking the other way, or we're not too busy not to do permits.
Well, it's certainly an advantage of having him in town because
Mm-hmm.
90% of your driving is within, 3 miles of your house, so, yeah.
Yep. So, let's see. Anything else?
So, I think we covered most of it. Yeah, definitely watch the meeting, because Linda explained a lot of this and why the numbers are down or up or whatever. She did a really good job of explaining a lot of it. Because when I first saw these, when you sent it to me, I'm like,
What does all this mean?
and then when I watched the meeting, I took all these notes, so I know, I can see she explained it very well, so.
Yeah.
And we do have free cash, we've got 700,000 right now in free cash. I know at the town meeting, she said it was only gonna be like 3.
Well, didn't she say it was 700, but then there was gonna be a
She said it
100
might
could be a
be 5.
$100.
$60,000 or
Yeah.
180?
Adjustment.
She
Is
said,
that still
It could be, yeah.
happening?
yeah,
Could be?
she said there might be an error, she said it could only be 500, they haven't confirmed that yet.
Mm-hmm.
but,
Still,
Yeah,
They still,
you know, what's,
I
It's been a month
She said there is an
already.
error in calculations possibly, so they were looking at it.
We'll find out.
Yep.
But I think we
Nested
touched base on
spreadsheets.
everything else, yeah.
Yep.
So the biggest thing, okay, so I have to watch 11:25 for the select board meeting and be present for December 17th.
Is there any reason why anybody would want to get together before on Monday as well? Or just do
If we're
Wednesday?
meeting 2 days later,
Yeah.
you know,
I would say just let's skip this 15th and go right to the 17th.
it makes
And-
sense.
And then we should meet, let's talk about the next one after that then. Because after we meet with the select board, we'll wanna talk probably and figure out what would be coming next. So the 17th, then we have Christmas, so we wouldn't wanna do anything there. I would go right to January and say maybe on the 5th.
January 5th. Fine.
I'm good with that.
So tentatively, let's say the 5th and the 19th of January we'll meet.
Monday, yes, sir.
So that's Mondays. We'll stick with Mondays.
19th is MLK.
Oh, is it?
Holiday.
Okay. So we'll just go with the 5th for now. We'll figure it out later on the next
Yeah,
one
do
in
it either,
January.
yeah, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
it's-
Is the 5th going to work for you, Peter?
Any way of doing it the 12th?
Oh, instead of the 5th?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do the 2nd and the 4th, Mondays.
Yep.
I'm good
January
with that.
12th,
I'm looking in December.
okay.
January 12th, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, January.
Make sure we're going to the January.
Also 6 PM.
Yeah. Peter's got some games to go to, so yeah. He's looking at the
I'm
game
looking at- This is
schedule.
my kid's schedule and one of them.
He's got all
I
the
think that
schedules
The
out.
one on the 12th, I think, is the one in McCann, and that's the one that's far away and
I'm
the
unavailable
traveling
on the
and.
North
26th.
You're what?
that?
I'm unavailable on the 26th, but
You're right.
you can still go ahead and schedule.
Well, we can, in January.
If you were thinking the 12th and the 26th, I know I'm unavailable to them.
Okay. Well, why don't we just go with
Or one of them.
I'm available on the 12th.
the
yeah,
12th?
yeah.
Okay, so let's just do the 12th for now, then. And then, so we'll meet on the 17th with the buy board, and then we'll meet on the 12th of January for just finance.
Now, what time is the buy board? Is it also 6 o'clock then?
At 6 o'clock, I believe. But you can.
You want to double check?
You want to double check, and sometimes,
Let me check if it's on the calendar right now.
yeah, sometimes they'll give us appointments because they'll have another appointment,
Yes.
It's
or
not-
they'll do a,
Not on the town calendar.
Because it's usually
yet.
5:30 and then we show up at 6
It's
o'clock.
not on the calendar yet.
no. So plan for around 6, but double check it online, go to their agenda,
Sometimes it's. at
and they'll
5:30.
they'll give us a time. It's just so you don't have to be here if they have a special appointment ahead of us.
You know, I'm still going to ask you anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes those buy board meetings, we're not on till a little later.
Yeah. Couple times, sometimes they've even had the executive session in the beginning. Yeah, instead of at the end. Okay, so if there's nothing else, do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yeah,
Second.
all right, a motion by Andy, second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone, good night.